Hi, I'm Melissa Darnay, and you are sipping with the Wine Maven. Today we're going to talk about the difference between flavors and aromas in wine. But first, I would like to introduce my guest, Steve Skonning. Steve, welcome.
Well, thank you.
Steve, what do you do?
Well, I work with social media strategies and we help companies with their social media.
Social media, and don't we all need social media help these days? So at the end, I'm going to tell you how to get a hold of him, so please get ready to take that down. But I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you remember way back to high school when we took high school biology?
I do.
Vaguely,
I do,
right?
yes.
Do you remember when they taught us the different flavors that we're going to taste on our tongue?
Yes, there was sweet, sour, salty,
Bitter,
bitter.
and umami. Umami basically means savory. Now here's the million-dollar question. With only 5 things that your tongue can taste, how are we able to taste all the multitude of flavors in food and wine?
I have no idea.
Here, I'll tell you what I do. Through your nose. That's right, your nose has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of aroma receptors, and those receptors can actually give you thousands and thousands and thousands of different aroma molecules. So that's why when you have a cold, it's almost like your taste buds have gone on vacation.
Wine Maven, I think you're full of wine.
I think I've heard that one before, but I'll tell you what, Steve, I'm going to prove it for you.
Okay.
Are you up for a little experiment?
I think that's what I'm here for.
Okay, well, you'll notice in front of you, there's a teacup full of wine. What we have here is we have the Lumière de Vie Sauvignon Blanc.
That's
Okay,
very nice.
beautiful wine. If you want to follow along at home, just go to my website because you know this wine is not sold in any stores. So what I'm going to have you do, I'm going to have you hold your breath temporarily, not permanently. Okay, hold your breath. I'm going to have you stick out your tongue, and I want you to pick up your glass and just put your tongue in there. Don't breathe when you do this, just your tongue. So get your tongue as far in that glass as you can, and don't shut your mouth. We're just doing it so just his tongue is tasting the wine. Okay, you can take your tongue out. When you just had your tongue in it, tell me what you tasted.
There was a little bit of sweet, a little bit of sour.
A little sweet, a little bitter.
Yeah.
But basically, you didn't taste much, did you?
No, I did not.
Okay, this is not unique to him. He does not have taste buds that none of the rest of us have. This is all of us, because the way you get this flavor and aroma is by breathing. So just to show you that we're not doing anything funny with the wine, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour this teacup full of wine, and I'm gonna pour it into a wine glass, and it's okay that I spilled. It's wine. With wine, it's all good. So now what I want you to do, ignore the drips. We're gonna swirl the wine, okay? We always swirl. Whenever we're with me, you always swirl.
You're a better swirler than I am.
Then I'll tell you what, let me swirl this for you. So I have practiced probably more than you have. So I'm gonna swirl this for you.
Wow, that's great.
This is called volatilizing the esters, by the way, opening the wine. Okay, now I'm gonna give this back to you, hold it by the stem. I'd like you to smell this. Now you probably might get some oranges, some apples, some peaches, some pears. There's a whole fruit basket in here. Do you smell any of those?
I do.
Okay, now I want you to take a sip.
Wow, that is different than
Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
So do try this at home. It will shock you. Once we've tried this, it is so good. Now, some of the things that this will taste good with. This will taste good with anything buttery. In fact, my friend Stacy Wetzel is going to butter us up, pun intended. So let's meet Stacy Wetzel of Cater 10 and see what she's created for us. Stacy, welcome.
Hello.
I love it when Stacy comes over and cooks. Tell us about what you made to pair with this wine.
Again, with the butter, I made the Beurre Blanc sauce, which is wine and wine vinegar and butter. Lots of butter. My favorite
Wine
thing.
and butter in a sauce. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? And then to bring out some of the fruitiness in the wine, I've used sage, which gives us a little freshness, and then also zest of clementine. And
Zest of clement. That's an orange, isn't it? Oh, how about that?
it's on crab cakes.
On crab. So we have crab cakes with lemon and orange and butter and wine. Don't you wish you were me? Steve, is today a good day?
This is a great day.
Steve, I'm gonna let you be the guinea pig. So you get to try this and tell me what it tastes like. So I'd like you to take a bite of the crab cake, put it in your mouth, chew it like you normally would, and then as you're about to swallow, take a sip of wine. So go ahead, take a bite. His mouth looks happy. He's not saying anything, but he looks happy.
Wow, that is great.
Isn't that a great combination?
Yes, it is.
See, this wine will pair nicely with the lightness of the crab as well as the butter and wine sauce. So this is a great all-around wine, even for things as easy as garden burgers. So Steve, how can people get a hold of you?
Well, they can get a hold of us at www.socialmedia-strategies.com.
Wonderful. You'll definitely want to get a hold of him. And in the meantime, remember to breathe when you drink wine, because your nose, it knows. Cheers.